तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Oh, may Brahman protect us, may it nourish us, may we work in harmony with great vigor, may our study be illuminating, may we not cherish ill feeling towards each other. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Today, the 11th November, is a very important day, and it's the centenary of armistice. When people laid down their lives, people are remembered for laying down their lives for the sake of great cause. The fallen soldiers, the great persons who dedicated their lives for the sake of humanity, for the sake of country, for the sake of performing their duties. At this 11 a.m., may I request you all of us to please stand up and give 1 minute of prayer for all those who laid their lives performing their duty for the sake of humanity. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Please take your seats.
The meaning of the devotional song is like this. You are Brahman, O Ramakrishna. You are Krishna, you are Ram. You are infinite Brahman, a formless one. You are conqueror of lust and gold in human form. You are friends of the poor. You are compassionate, incarnate of divine. I bow down to take the dust of your feet. Tumi Brahma, Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Brahma, Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Prabhu Vishnu, Pranam, Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Krishna, Prabhu Vishnu, Pranam, Tumi Brahma, Rama Krishna, Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Brahma, Ram Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Adhiyo Adhara, Tumi Brahma Nirakara, Tumi Adhi O Adhara, Tumi Brahma Nirakara, Tumi Nara Rupadhara, Vidita Kanakaka, Tumi Nara Rupadhara, Vidita Kanakaka, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Aparo Karuna Sindhu, Tumi Deva Dinabandhu, Aparo Karuna Sindhu, Tumi Deva Dinabandhu, Jachindu Kripamayananda, Charune Kori Pranam, Jachindu Kripamayananda, Charune Kori Pranam, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Jishnu, Prabhu Vishnu, Pranaram, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna.
I'm reading from the book Ram Prasad, The Melodious Mystic by Swami Buddhananda. One of Ram Prasad's peculiar habits was to stand neck deep in the Ganga and continue to sing loudly song after song in his powerful voice. These songs, surging up from the heart of Ram Prasad, would mingle with the sweet murmur of the Ganga itself and fill the atmosphere, drawing local people in numbers to the banks. While Ram Prasad, absolutely lost in himself, went on singing, passengers in boats would stop near the banks just to listen to his soul-stirring songs. It is said that once, while cruising on the Ganga, Maharaj Krishna Chandra of Navadvip was so charmed to hear Ram Prasad's songs that he waited in his boat for a long time until Ram Prasad had finished his devotions. This Maharaj Krishna Chandra, himself a talented man, was in his day a great patron of talent in that part of the country. Just like in Vikramaditya's court was adorned by Navaratnas, among whom was the great Kalidasa, the immortal poet, so Maharaj Krishna Chandra's court was adorned by poet Bharata Chandra, by the great Tantric Sadhaka Agama Vagisha and by Gopal Bhan, the court jester. Like a jeweler, irresistibly attracted to a rare jewel, Krishna Chandra himself approached Ram Prasad and suggested that he too might come and adorn his court. What was the reaction of Ram Prasad at this windfall, which would solve all material problems of his life forever? Was Ram Prasad beside himself with joy at this sudden stroke of good luck? No, exactly opposite. He felt as though struck by a thunderbolt. How could one in whose heart the mother of the universe was enthroned think of becoming a courtier? Humbly and gracefully, Ram Prasad declined the offer of the Maharaj, who in turn grew all the more respectful at the blazing renunciation of this young aspirant. The values of the world were no values for them. But Maharaj Krishna Chandra was not to be easily put off. He persuaded Ram Prasad to accept a gift of 100 bighas of land free of rent as the hereditary right of his family. One may recall here now when Lakshmi Narayan Marwadi offered to make an endowment of 10,000 rupees for personal expenses. Sri Ramakrishna fell unconscious as if struck on the head. Strange men these, who were mad with the love of Divine Mother. The divine promise in the Gita was, persons who worship me without any other thought, to them thus absorbed, I carry what they lack and preserve what they already have. If the validity of this promise requires proof, here it is. Ram Prasad had given his heart and soul to the Divine Mother. Was it not then mother's duty to look after this child who did not seek any other support in the world? As a mark of gratitude for this act of kindness, Ram Prasad afterwards presented to the Maharaj his poetical work Vidyasundar. With his wants removed by the grace of the Divine Mother, Ram Prasad now went all out in his sadhana. Without staking one's all, without diving deep into sadhana, one will never get at the gems of realization. This mood took possession of Ram Prasad and he spontaneously sang, taking the name of Kali, dive deep down, O mind, into the heart's fathomless depths, where many a precious gem lies hid. But never believe the bed of the ocean bare of gems. If in the first few dives you fail, with firm resolve and self-control, dive deep and make your way to Mother Kali's realm. Down in the ocean's depth of heavenly wisdom lie the wondrous pearls of peace, O mind, and you yourself can gather them if you have but pure love and follow the scripture's rule within those ocean depths as well. 6 alligators lurk, lust, anger, and the rest. Swimming about in search of prey, smear yourself with the turmeric of discrimination. The very smell of it will shield you from their jaws. Upon the ocean bed lie strewn unnumbered pearls and precious gems. Plunge in, says Ram Prasad, and gather up handfuls there. Here is it.
Now a period of meditation. We all know the treasure is something that is valuable to us. Treasure are the riches, precious metal, precious stones, they are all termed treasures. Sometimes hidden treasures. Somebody says, I left a lot of treasure under the ground and you dig up. That was the tradition when there were no banks earlier. One father was dying and he said to his sons were lazy, father was rich farmer. And sons were lazy, not working hard. So before dying he said, I have hidden treasures in the ground, in the fields. And after he died, all sons went there and started plowing and finding out if treasure is there. No treasure was found. But what to do? The land was plowed, then they sowed the seeds and planted the seedlings, and the crops grew. There was cultivation, and then they reaped that fruit and they became rich. The treasure was not hidden inside the ground, but it was hidden in their effort and work. Very wise father to make their sons active, the lazy sons active and working. As the reading said, the real treasure is, treasure we have wealth, money, riches, but all they go, where is the ultimate treasure? We treasure a car, new car when you buy, a new house. It's all very important for us. In fact, any kind of possession which we value is a treasure. Wealth of any kind or form, something of great worth or value is called treasure, according to dictionary. And also, a person is esteemed as rare or precious is also treasure. Sometimes person is treasure. Sometimes some inspiring words of someone becomes treasure. I treasure what he said. So as the song said, the mother's name itself is the treasure. That is always there. So in that searching the treasure is what they have said. So different kinds of treasure. Mirabai was a great saint in the medieval 15th, 16th century India, and she wrote many songs and she used to sing. She was a princess but gave up everything in the search of God. The Krishna, God in the form of Krishna was her treasure. But those who are very evolved in spirituality, they don't differ in different forms of God. So, mere to giridhara gopal dusra na koi. She writes, my God, my treasure is Krishna and no one else. But that very Mirabai says, I have got a treasure. What treasure? Of Ram Nam. Ram's name. Ram and Krishna become same. Beautiful reading that song was sung. That Sri Ramakrishna, you are Brahman, and also you are Rama, and also you are Krishna. Brahman is like an old, vast, huge, infinite. And that Brahman becomes little, solidified, concentrated, then it transactionable, and that becomes Sri Ramakrishna. That's why I say, you are the vast, huge Brahman which I cannot hold, I cannot transact with, I cannot deal with. Now you have taken this form of Sri Ramakrishna, most lovable form, great life, so much full of love, most pure and full of divine. Your every bit is filled with divinity. That Ramakrishna, you are the treasure of my life. That Brahman becomes the old. Brahman is like an old. Where to find the Brahman is difficult, but when it becomes Ramakrishna, easily accessible, that becomes treasure. Mirabai says, my teacher gave me the treasure. What treasure he gave? He gave me the Ram Nam treasure. Payo ji maine Rama Ratan Dhana Payo. That I have got that wealth, that treasure, the name of God, name of Rama. Then this is which I was seeking from life after life. And that one my Guru gave me. And this is such a wonderful treasure that if you spend it, it doesn't get less. Rather it increases. You go on repeating the name of God. It doesn't become less and less powerful and diminishes in quantity or power. It becomes more powerful. It becomes more accessible, more vigorous. And thieves cannot steal. It is always with me. They can rob any object, any money, any jewelry, but they cannot take away the name of Rama from me. Nobody can take away this wealth, this ultimate wealth, ever present, eternal with me, and every day it increases. And my Guru is like a boatman who takes me across the ocean, and he gave me this wonderful name of Rama to me. I have become so enriched. No other wealth is comparable to this wealth. So when we have wealth of the name of God, if we do not use it, if we do not repeat it, then we are not really becoming, being wise enough. And one very beautiful song, it says, your life is going, passing, and you are not repeating God's name, you are not remembering God, you will become old and die. So much treasure you have, the treasure will remain unutilized in this life. Remember the name of God and repeat the name of God. Teri biti umar hari nama bina. You are not repeating the name of Hari, name of God. And you are not using it. You are remaining poor. The wealth is there. The treasure is there. How foolish you are. Why don't you use that? Why don't you repeat the name of God? Why don't you remember the name of God? Why have you forgotten to pray? And if you don't have the name of God, if you don't repeat, it's like a bird without wing. Bird is there but no wing. What is the use of that? And an elephant, but not in the forest. There is elephant but not forest. Like that is the person who doesn't repeat God's name. Like the ice without the liquid, fluid there. Like water without its quality. Like earth without the clay, without the soil. Like beautiful lake but no water. Similarly, compared with that is the human being who does not repeat God's name. Life is going, please repeat God's name. And day and night try to repeat. If you don't repeat God's name, without the name of God, you will like the night sky without the moon. It is like the temple without the lamp. It is like becoming a pandit. Worship but no knowledge. So if you are a person, human being, and yet you don't have love developed for the name of God, what is the worth that life? It is useless, worthless life. So have the name of God and repeat God's name. Life will go otherwise useless. Don't forget God's name. Use the treasure that you have. How Sri Ramakrishna says, if we go in search of treasure, the name of God, the worth, the reality, the God hidden within us, if we go on searching through our prayer, when we repeat God's name, we are digging the ground, and deep within is hidden the God, the treasure is hidden. And Sri Ramakrishna gives the wonderful example. When we go on searching the treasure, there was like a gold rush. That type of rush we should have for the sake of God. Time is passing after rush to find God. And when you start digging the ground, when wealth was there, when father said to his son, I have put some treasure on the ground, on the backyard, go and dig after I die. And how deep it was, he didn't know, but he knew when father had said there must be treasure. So he was already happy that I had become a good person, rich person. And he started digging. And he started sweating, a lot of effort. And the thing was not found, but he knew the thing is there. And after he went deep down, there was a sound. The spade touching the metal, the spade touching the urn. Oh, he said, now I am going to be rich. The treasure is to be found. And then he still dug, removed the more earth. Then he found the urn, the lid of the urn. He started dancing with joy. I have found the treasure, it is hidden here. The joy starts coming. the more deeper we go in the search of treasure hidden in the heart. How do we dig the earth? It is through the name of God. Repeat the name of God. Say Rama Rama, Jesus Jesus, Nanak Nanak, Omkar Omkar, and we go on digging deep and deep, and when it goes deep enough, then we find the leaf. Go still deeper. Then you find the urn. Bring it out. There is the treasure of life. And when you get that, nothing else remains valuable for that person. As was being read in the reading today, that Sri Ramakrishna was offered 10,000 rupees, like 100,000 rupees, not more than that. And he was not a rich person. And Sri Ramakrishna said, don't give me this. He said, my breathing stopped. And when finally the person was persuading Sri Ramakrishna to accept that, Sri Ramakrishna said, no, I can't do that. With great effort, he said, I won't accept any money. And after he left, he said, I was having so much pain. I felt my skull was being sawed into two. My head was being sawed. Why? It was the treasure after all. It was the rich. Rich for that gentleman who was offering. For Sri Ramakrishna, Divine Mother Kali was the treasure. That was worthless thing. That was garbage for Sri Ramakrishna. I don't want that huge amount of money to be possess that money. That will bring me all sorts of trouble in life, worried in life. Sometimes he said, if you take that money in my name, still I will think that I have a money with you. I don't want to take that. If you take money, use yourself. I have no connection with that money. Because the wealth brings misery. Someone was talking in one of the lectures that money and happiness, they have relationship. You need some money to provide for your life. So some little money you have, and then you are happy. It gives you whatever you need for the living, it gives. Then money and happiness are okay, go in a straight curve. But after some time, if money increases, then the curve goes down. Happiness goes away. Worries, anxieties, tension, depression all come if wealth goes on increasing, because the wealth is not real wealth. This treasure is not the true treasure. This is not the ultimate treasure. So what is treasure? One Sri Ramakrishna story of go forward. One woodcutter used to go to forest, and brahmachari said, where are you going? Oh, I have to go cut wood and then sell in the forest. By that I earn money and I somehow meet my livelihood. Very poor. The brahmachari said, go forward. He went there were woods he cut. But he remembered, oh, brahmachari said, go forward. I will not cut here today. I will go inside the forest. Really, he goes inside and he finds precious woods, sandalwood. Many more times precious than the burning wood, firewood. So he goes there, cuts this, and becomes instantly income increases. Then he became comfortable life. He used to do that sandalwood. After some time he remembered, brahmachari didn't say there is sandalwood. He said go forward. Let me go forward into the forest, deeper into the forest. He went there and he found out there are the mines of precious metals, mines of copper. He said, go forward, he remembered, mines of silver, mines of gold, mines of precious metals, and he became very rich. There is no end to going forward in spiritual life. We go deeper and deeper, little joy, little peace by repeating name of God. That is nothing in spiritual life. We get so much of bliss, we have to be an heir of immortal bliss. We have to experience the joy of the knowledge of Atman, knowledge of the true self, where all this worldliness goes away and you are one with the truth, one with the reality, that is one with the bliss and fearlessness. That is going forward. We go forward more and more than we remember that way. Another song was like that, Doob, 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 Roop Sagore Amar More. Oh mind, you dive deep in the form of God. That's one meditation. Think more deeply about God. And when you dive deep on Roop Sagar, form of God, you dive deep, and then you will find a lot of treasures there when you dive deep. And that type of song. So more of practice, more of meditation, prayer, repeating God's name. That's what is how we get. So how to get this treasure, really to find, to dig the wealth and to find out the hidden treasure in us. Sri Ramakrishna said, that was difficult. You pray in mone, pone, pone. You pray in your mind or in the forest, in the corner of your house. If you can go to a secluded place, forest, no disturbance, that is fine. Go there and pray without any disturbance. That's not possible for everyone to go to some secluded place. Then find a silent corner in your house and no disturbance from others, no disturbance from your own these electronic things and phones and TV and news and all that. Find a little corner where there is a small statue or some remembrance of your God, some emblem of your photograph or emblem or statue, whatever, however you like to worship. Be there, sit and try to concentrate, focus your mind there. Bone, kone. And when you become adept in thinking of God in the corner of your house, you'll find God seated within you. Then in the room, wherever you sit, you just turn your mind towards inside. In your mind, then you find God. You can do any way as your mental capacity is. Sometimes you see, we call these Swamis, in India they call Maharaj. Maharaj means great emperor. This moneyless, penniless monks, why are they called Maharaj? Why are they called great kings? They have no worth, no money, no riches, no treasure. It's not that they have no treasure. They don't have worldly treasure, but they have the ultimate treasure. They have God enshrined in their heart, and they have gone deeper enough to find that treasure. That is the implication of saying monks as Maharaj. They don't need anything of the world, their wishes are fulfilled. They are very rich in themselves, in their own mind, in purity, in character, in conduct, in satisfaction. They are rich and their wishes are all fulfilled. No wishes remain, no desires remain. What is a king? He can fulfill his wish. He wants to build a house, he can build the house will come up. He wants to visit some place, he can visit because he has money. That is the king. These all wishes are fulfilled, he is very powerful. Maharajas are more powerful, the monks are more powerful because they don't have any such wish. Build the house, they don't need house at all. House comes to them, they can stay in the temple, under the tree, and they can stay happily. They don't have any wish. They are the kings of their heart because their all desires, worldly desires and wishes are all gone, removed, and they have found the real treasure, real happiness in the name of God. How to get this treasure? Of course, the spade is the name of God. With the spade, go on digging the earth, and one day we are sure to find the earth with all treasure. So one day we are sure to find the God hidden in our heart. One day we are sure to find our true nature. We can become face to face who we really are. In one of the songs of Ram Prasad, it says, sell the body and buy Mother Durga's name. Why selling the body? Selling the body means don't identify yourself with the body. Don't think much of your body. Oh, how it is growing old, it is growing sick, or don't be concerned with the body. Give up the body. And instead of the body, think more of Mother Durga. Durga naam beche, deho beche, bhaber hate, Durga naam kinesi. I have sold in the world, in the marketplace of the world, this body and have bought Mother Durga's name. Then what will happen? My life is now in the hands of fearlessness. Am I now afraid of Yama? I have conquered the fear of death because I have bought Mother Durga's name by selling this body, identification of the body in the marketplace of the world. Body is given to the world and I have bought the Mother Durga's name. I have that treasure by which I have become fearless of even death. Am I afraid of death? Am I afraid of Yama anymore? Because I have bought Mother Durga's name. Sri Krishna also said that. Sarva dharman parityajya. Don't think of anything else. Mam ekam saranam raja. Be devoted to me alone, to God alone. Give up all other ideas and desires and wishes. Focus yourself to God. You are sure to reach me and you will incur no sin. Mam ekam saranam raja. Sri Ramakrishna, Yam used to come to him. And one day Yam said, I had gone there to listen to the lecture. He said, what did he say? He explained the Durga Puja in a different way. Then he said, Sri Ramakrishna said, you need not go here and there much. You come here. One-pointed devotion, Nishtha, Ishta, Nishtha is very important if you really want to treasure. If you have to dig at one place, you will find the treasure. If you dig in various places, treasure will never find. The treasure will be on your backyard. So dig at one place where the treasure is really hidden and you will find that. Ishta, Nishtha. That is what Sri Ramakrishna said. And Krishna also said. And how to do that? Sri Ramakrishna said, be like a kitten. What does kitten do? Kitten is totally surrendered to the will of God. I know nothing. My mother knows everything. Sri Ramakrishna knows everything. I don't have to worry for anything. Whether I will be cured or I will not be cured, He knows. Where my life should be prolonged or it will finish, He knows. Why do I care about when this body will die and how this body will survive, how much riches will I have? I don't care. Who cares? Sri Ramakrishna cares. So I am free from all worries and anxieties like a kitten. Because Mother takes my care. That is called complete surrender. Surrender to the will of God. Being free from worries and anxieties, giving this whole responsibility to God, He will take care how we should live and what will happen to us, and repeating the God's name and remembering. That is searching the treasure, ultimate treasure, which is definitely hidden within us. We are sure to find that treasure in this very life by digging the ground, because treasure is hidden. So that is the thing that we want to do, ultimate treasure, the truth, the reality, the bliss. Our own true self, that is the treasure, which will never be separated from us. Even death cannot separate us from that treasure. That is always with us. But that has to be found. If it is not found, it is useless. So it is there, but you cannot use it. You are not aware. You don't find the value of it, whatever benefit it will bring to you. You can't bring. It is there. Truth is there. Your nature is there. But until we know, we are afraid, we are weak, we are worried for every little thing. When we know all this worry, anxiety, fear of anything we go, we become fearless. We become independent. We become free when we get this ultimate treasure. It is achievable. We can get it. We can find it. Just we need to practice. That is the ultimate treasure. So I'm very happy today that we have a very important guest here, Swami Atma Tattvananda, very senior monk of the Ramakrishna order, and he lives in the Vedanta Society of Southern California and Hollywood, and he had come to attend the Parliament of Religions. He's very active in this multi-faith and Parliament of Religion of Los Angeles chapter. And Direct, when we found he came yesterday, staying here for, after doing the Parliament from November 1 to 7, he was in some hotel and he said, I will come to the Vedanta Society to stay. He came with his friend, who is also equally very knowledgeable person and God-loving person. And so I requested Swamiji this morning, so Swamiji, can you give a talk, small talk, something to speak? Swamiji was kind enough to agree, yes. And he's always very spirited, no age for him, age only of the body. Swami, ever young, ever joyful, ever blissful, has seen so many great monks, Kripamayananda, Ashokananda, nine disciples of Swami Brahmananda he had met. Akhilananda and Swami Vivekananda disciple Ashokananda. Swami is very rich, he is full of treasures. Swamiji, can you spill some treasure to us? Please come.
Service is I need something. Can you get those papers for me, please?
Oh, Canada, glorious and free. Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front descend de fleurons glorieux.
Swami reminded me this morning at breakfast about languages. It said in the West, you know, that English is the language of poetry, huh? Chaucer, Shakespeare, King James Version of the Hebrew Bible. And French, the language of the Frenchman, the balance between the head and the heart. French, they say, is the language of clarity, lucidity, liberté, égalité, fraternity. Only on the bumper stickers in Hollywood now they say liberté, equality, sorority. Now one time there were people at the table from so many countries, and there was two of them from Honduras. And the man was wearing a coat and a vest, you know, and he loved Vivekananda. He said, I want you to help me learn English. And he spoke English better than I did. I'm still learning English. And I said to him, you know, Spanish is the language in which you speak to God. And he asked me a question, and fortunately God supplied the answer, the light went on. He said, what about Sanskrit? I said, Sanskrit is the language in which God speaks to you. Now you see, Swami's talking about the mountain treasure. Yes, we've just come to the mountain of God, the Parliament of the World's Religions that you hosted here. You hosted here in Toronto. When we were in Salt Lake City 3 years ago, sort of the evangelical wing of the Donna Society decided to have a little fun with it. It's Mormon country, you know. But anyway, here's the gist of it. I believe very strongly in people who are unsung in some way. Let the world know. For example, let's take the Pope, for example, you know. A lot of people don't know that the Pope speaks to God. Well, of course he speaks to God, that God speaks to the Pope. Naturally, he speaks to the present one, I don't know about the last one. Take John Paul II. On the average, I would say, well, maybe once every 6 months, God will call. Until he called up on the phone. His Holiness picks up the phone and says, hello. And God says, hello. This is your Heavenly Father. He said, oh, Heavenly Father. He says, yes. He says, I have good news and bad news. Well, he said, what is the good news? He said, the good news is all the religions of the world will be one. And he said, oh, Heavenly Father, he said, that's my fondest dream. That's my prayer every night before I go to bed. And the bad news? And the bad news, the Heavenly Father says, is I'm calling from India. In Salt Lake City, I said, which is the original version, I'm calling from Salt Lake City. Now here comes Vivekananda. And he says, yes, we're one. But we have not come to proselytize. No, I have not come to do that. You remember what he said? He said, I am not here that a Christian should become a Hindu. God forbid. Nor that a Hindu should become a Christian. God forbid. If I have anything at all, it's to help
Catholic, become a better Catholic. A Methodist, become a better Methodist. And a Jew, become a better Jew. So there's no hegemony, don't you see? It's like the preacher. The minister marries the couple, and he says, now you are one. And the wife says, which one? Everyone. The mountain, of course, is meditation. And if you fly over Everest today, I'm sure you'll see several caravans, several exploration trips, climbing the different faces. The north face from China, the east face, the south face. And they're all trying to get to the top of the mountain. So, he says, a Catholic, a better Catholic. A Methodist, a better Methodist. And a Jew, a better Jew, like a vitamin E pill. Well, I want to remind ourselves of the scriptures, which are, right, the inspired writings of illumined souls. Not that everything they write is sand and sugar structures, but it's like the voice of God. So I want to remind ourselves of the mystics of the world. They speak the same language as Moses. Said Moses came down from the mountain and wist not the skin of his face showed. Don't you see? It's a laboratory report. It demonstrates right there, documents. Moses was an illumined soul. He did not know that he was shining on the outside. He knew he was shining on the inside. I just had an interview with God. Incidentally, I know what God said to Moses. He said, take 2 tablets and see me in the morning. 10 commandments are written on 2 tablets of stone. Swami Kripamayananda, you know the story? Came out of the Ganges. Swami Kripamayananda told us this. And he was there, a young man, brahmachari. Someone tried to put up a garland around Swami Kripamayananda's neck. He tried to take it off. Kripamayananda, the young boy at that time, said to him, oh Maharaj, you look so beautiful. In which time, goodness, truth and beauty, the Swami's mind was turned within and he started to glow. Like a 1,000-watt light bulb, and he walked along, and the people fell on each side. They heard it going out. He was coming in this state. Oh, he's coming in. When he came, they danced and sang. Moses, the one most mentioned in the Quran as the prophet, because he'd seen God. I love this story. If I could, I surely would stand on the rock where Moses stood. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Moses standing on the Red Sea shore, smote in the water with his 2x4. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. How about this one in terms of the song section this morning? Mary had a golden chain. Every link was Jesus' name. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Look at us and have a supplement, a vitamin E pill. Catholic, Methodist, Jew, anyone. And what is it? Well, in the West, there's a theory that the Abrahamic religions, you understand, Abraham had an existential and spiritual covenant with God, are one tree with 3 great trunks and deep roots. It looks like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, not part of the religion, just going back, had that view that Christianity and Judaism is one faith, God the Father. The one God the Father. Awesome. Infinity outside is awesome. They call it, Rudolf Otto called it the Mysterium Tremendum. God infinity inside is joy. And God inside, the synthesis view is the view of the East. What is it that the East has to offer? You know, Swami used to say that Jesus was an Oriental. Near East, Moses, Asian. It's synthesis. It's the discovery that they made a way under BC, up there above the timberline, that in meditation one can find one's union with God. What the contribution to the East is infinity, shining infinity. He's shining, everything shines. So now we have the East and the West coming together, the great thing of our time, the part of the world's religions right here, the mountain of God right next door. Thank you for hosting it. And I can say that privately, all family, heart to heart, because it's all about somebody living around 1893, they know what they say so. And your Chicago boys, Arden on his little followers, a shirt, even coat, Chicago calling, they said, why don't we put on another one by 100 years was coming? And now I saw Swamiji smiling, that little tiny tree, 1893, first time they ever tried to talk to each other, what's that number? Is a huge thing. They had 1,000 booths, 800 possibly lectures, 7,500 people coming to your city because you earned it as the most diverse and happily diverse, willing to, you're the ideal country now. So my friends, I think we should just understand that the East doesn't want hegemony. We don't want proselytization. We wish that everyone, Swamiji won't let us should know God. You know what he said, this grand Johnny? He said, I may have to come back. Yes, I will have to come back. I've fallen in love with humanity. And he said, when I leave my body, I'll be even closer because I'll be universal. And I will not stop. Till every man, and every woman, and every child will know that he and she is one with God. You remember when Swamiji came to the parliament, he had no credentials. Didn't know. Chicago had a high cost of living. Had to go to Boston because he couldn't afford it. Not this person, that person. And John Wright, a Greek professor of philosophy, a real Greek professor. William James Harvard, I have to give him credit. They found out who Swamiji was. William James, Josiah Royce, he wrote the part of a little letter and said, asking this man for his credentials. I happen to love this because I went to another school, football rival, He said, asking for this man for his credentials is like asking the sun for his credentials to shine. And the part that I love is he said, this man has more wisdom than all of our Harvard professors put together. But so does the man following the plow in India with his turban, his loincloths. At 1 o'clock, mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the noonday sun, plowing, because this man knows that Atman and Brahman are one. So, my dears, thank you for the Parliament. Thank you for the fact that they all really deeply love one another. They feel they're one. No one's ever converted at the Parliament. They go home. They all become wonderful people doing great things all around the world to go back to their own congregations, and they glow in the dark. So I think I would like to offer you this great love for the place, the Spirit of God and the Swami, and the fact that Canada has now become the ideal country in the Western Hemisphere, because you want it to be, as Jesus said, on earth as it is in heaven. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're the ideal country in the world. So we've got a lot to do. This is what we sing in Hollywood. This is our theme song for you. We are one, there is one, only one. We are all right branches of one tree. We are one with all that we see. We are one with the wind, we are one with the sand. We are mountain and grassland green. We are one with the vast unseen. We are one with the sun and the rain. We are one with all joy and pain. We are one with the snow and with all that will grow. We are one with the sky and sea. You are one with me. We are one with the sun and the rain. We are one with all joy and pain. We are one with the snow and with all that will grow. We are one with the sky and sea. We are one with eternity. We are one with eternity. We are one with eternity. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Baba. Jai